Hey guys, in today's video I want to tell you why I went down in grip size. I switched from a 4.5 grip to a 4 3/8 grip, and I'm also going to tell you whether it's a good idea for you to either go down in grip size or to go up in grip size. But before we do any of that, let's clarify the grip size numbers. There's the metric system, which makes a lot of sense. It goes from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Super simple. But the US system is pretty complicated, and I've been in the United States for 25 years, and let's see if I know the numbers. So a grip size 0, see, this is where I'm stumped. Grip size 0 is a 4. I think that's a 4 in the US system. A grip size 1 is a 4 1/8. A grip size 2 is a 4 1/4, I think. And grip size 3, I know this one is 4 3/8. Grip size 4 is a 4.5, and grip size 5 is 4 5/8. But you get my point. I've been here forever and I still am not sure about the US numbers. But anyway, when it came to my grip, I switched from a grip size 4 to a grip size 3, and it's a pretty drastic grip change. I was always playing with a 4.5 grip, and then what happened was I ended up playing with this racket for many years, 15 years to be exact. And it was not only the same rackets, I have switched the rackets out from time to time, but then it became impossible to get these rackets, and I was forced to play with the same racket for many years. And what ended up happening was that this racket was a 4.5 grip, but since I played with this racket on a daily basis for at least 4 years, maybe even more, the grip actually shrunk, and it wasn't a 4.5 anymore. All of a sudden it was a smaller grip size because the grip had deteriorated. And eventually I had to get rid of these rackets. They were completely unplayable. I couldn't buy them anymore, and it was time for me to switch rackets. If you want to know the entire story of this racket, you can check out my video titled My Weird Racket History. But in any case, I was forced to switch rackets, and I tested, of course, a grip size 4 because that's my grip size. But it all of a sudden felt horribly big for me. I could not play with the grip size 4.5 anymore. It was just too big in my hand, and this is why I was forced to switch down to a grip size 3, which is 4 3/8. And this just goes to show you how crazy tennis is, how muscle memory works, how you get used to a certain thing, and then changes become very tricky. And I'm telling you, I've seen it from many players. Once you get a comfort in your grip size, changes become very difficult to make. However, there are general guidelines that beginner level tennis players or intermediate level tennis players should go by, players that have not built up that much muscle memory. There are guidelines, and one guideline that I've always been following is this simple grip test. You're going to grip your racket, and now you're going to put your thumb up, and you're going to put your non-dominant hand index finger in the gap between your finger and your palm. And if that finger fits into that gap snugly with no spaces in between, you know that that's your grip size. So if you're playing with a grip and the gap is too large, there's obviously a grip that's too big for you. And if you're playing with a grip where there's absolutely no space at all, you're playing with a grip that's too small. How about players that have built up a lot of muscle memory, players that have been playing for many years with a certain grip size? Is it wise to play around with the grip size? I would generally say it's never a good idea to go up in grip size if the grip is too large for you. In my experience, this can cause some pain in your arm. It can cause a tennis elbow, simply for the fact that when the grip size is too big, you're going to be forced to hold the racket tighter because the hand is not going all the way around the grip, and there's less stability because of that. So you are automatically forced to hold the racket tighter when you make contact with the ball. On the other hand, when the grip size is too small, the hand will completely wrap around the grip, and you don't have to hold it as tight. And over the course of the last 50 years or so, the grip sizes on the professional tour have gotten a lot smaller. Players used to play with a lot bigger grips, and the simple explanation for that is that now there's a lot more power in the game. Back in the day, it used to be more of a finesse game, especially in the wooden racket era, and players didn't have to provide as much stability to the racket at the moment of impact with the ball as they do now. So for that reason, the grip sizes have gone down when we're talking about modern tennis, simply because there's a lot more power in the game, and players need more stability. They need to be able to hold the racket stronger when they make contact with the ball.